Welcome to Humoranities with Sephora. I am obsessed with Korean dramas. I started down this path during the pandemic, well before Squid Games became popular, and now I can't seem to function if I'm not mentally or emotionally involved in any one at any given time. For the uninitiated, K dramas are usually one season in length with 16 one-hour long episodes. Of course, depending on the drama, there's very little skin or inappropriate innuendo, making most of them family friendly. Every episode ends on a cliffhanger, and yet, somehow, by the end of the season, every plotline is resolved, often in unexpected ways. It's the kind of closure we all need if real life seems tough. I'm gathering my thoughts for this podcast as I watch episode 15 of the K-drama True Beauty. Released in the latter part of 2020 and early part of 2021, this K-drama is a contemporary classic and ranks high on every must-watch K-drama list. There's so much to talk about when it comes to K-dramas, and True Beauty is a light-hearted, shining example of the richness they offer. This isn't going to be a full review of the drama, but rather a way to dive into why K-dramas are both stimulating and healing. Let's talk about True Beauty's main plot first. And please forgive me if my pronunciation of the Korean names isn't right. Set in high school, you have a fun-loving teen girl, Ju Kyung, who is bullied at school for being ugly. Ugly in this drama means she wears glasses and has bad skin, nothing contacts and a good dermatologist couldn't fix. But from what I understand, appearance is a big thing in South Korea, and the beauty standards are quite high. Our female protagonist moves back to her old neighborhood and learns to master makeup application just in time for a transfer to a new school, where the updated version of her is considered a goddess. In her new school, with her goddess status, people give her tons of attention and want to befriend her. These are both things she's longed for her whole life and which she doesn't want to lose. And of course, the problem with goddess-level appearance is, like any fabulous look, maintenance is hard. She finds herself in many vulnerable situations where her true appearance may be revealed. Her trauma from a lifetime of being bullied and friendless keeps her on high alert whenever she is outside the confines of her home, save for the local comic book store where she finds respite. There are two male protagonists, Suho, a sophisticated, rich, intelligent, quiet, keeps-to-himself guy who doesn't even smile because he is hiding a deep pain. The second male protagonist, Sojun, is the bad boy. He rides a motorcycle, has a bunch of earrings, wears black leather, and is pretty disinterested in school. Both of these guys were friends, wouldn't you know, and they both like the same female protagonist, not for her made-up outer self, but for her true beauty, the candid, fun-loving comic book reading girl she truly is. Once the veneer of these guys is removed and you get to know them, their true beauty stands out as well. The quiet lead is aloof, but his aloofness is because he's an introvert. As we know, introverts often just have a few close friends. If one passes away and one leaves school for personal reasons, you're kind of left on your own. The bad boy lead isn't actually bad. He is an articulate, caring, and loyal friend. And both guys have dreams and talents, look out for underdogs, and love their families too. I know this plot may seem cliche, but saying this drama is just about two friends liking the same girl is the mere scaffolding upon which so many other subplots and ideas are built. While K-dramas are set in Korean culture, they are a great window into the human experience. The social issues and themes involved in them span all cultures to a certain degree. They are a great mix of East meets West, and as Asian Americans, we can see parallels in how we live with the complexities of being both conservative and progressive, traditional and non-traditional. True Beauty itself touches on a gazillion issues. The plot incorporates socioeconomic differences and financial dilemmas. It weaves in family dynamics that include challenges in parenting, sibling rivalry, and family humor. Friendship storylines involve loyalty, honesty, and popularity. When betrayal and bullying occur, it's balanced by doing what's right and speaking up when you need to. And so much of these plot lines involve the significance of timing, both good and bad. What could be more relatable than that? Of course, all these topics are not exclusive to True Beauty. They, and many others, are found in lots of K dramas. There's so much richness to these shows, and together, the various themes, cultural elements, storylines, and characters prompt meaningful conversations with my kids. Car rides between activities and family dinners involve talking through teaching points and life lessons brought up from the various scenarios we see on screen. We talk about what we would do in certain situations or how we might feel if presented with the same hardship or pleasant surprise. Like right now, my daughters and I are talking about the betrayal between friends and what that can look like and feel like, and how we still might not understand why it happens even after applying reason. We're discussing relationships too, about how one person can have chemistry with two people, but what is special about a relationship is determined by what is privately held by the two people in the actual relationship, that it can't be described through reason, but only felt sometimes. We're reflecting on how friendships can get complicated, circumstances can impact our decisions, someone can hurt your feelings, you can receive sincere apologies, you can get the answers to the things that were confusing. Hurt can linger, but time can heal. As for True Beauty, it resonates with me because I know these social issues and dynamics from my own experience and observation. I know what the characters are going through because I've felt those same complicated emotions, and I tell my kids that. I've had people befriend me when I felt like an outcast, or maybe not an outcast, but a misfit. Well, maybe not a misfit, but just someone who needed a friend. I've felt ugly and been told I'm beautiful. I've felt beautiful and been told I'm ugly. Of course, all these deeper conversations are happening as we giggle and laugh at the comedic interplay between characters and swoon over the male leads and their hypnotic gazes. Are these dreamy guys and other characters written as you hope they would be in real life? God, yes. But do I see glimmers of people in them that I've known in real life? Still, yes. When I watch a K-drama with my family, we enjoy a roller coaster ride together and experience something transformative. By the end of episode 2 of any drama, you are in the drama. You root for the hero because he's your earnest friend. You root for the villain because he's perfectly complicated and also your friend. By the end of episode 4, you are the sister consoling your sibling. By episode 6, you're the friend sitting at the table, sipping soju, well, maybe not soju, but a coffee, listening and laughing along with the conversation. By episode 8, you're the one in the love triangle because you're finishing the sentences of the person you like. In all of these scenes, you are there. It's just that you're simply off camera. K-dramas inspire all these thoughts and emotions because they are truly an art form. K-dramas transform you and also transport you to new and familiar places because of the incredible writing, acting, and production quality. Let's talk about the writing. I love to read a good novel, and these dramas are set up just like an epic novel. The writing is subtle and complex, with elements and motifs intricately folded in and humor perfectly placed. I tell myself that while I may be watching a drama, I'm actually reading a novel because of the rapidity with which I have to read the subtitles. I can say that at this point, I have heard enough Korean to sometimes recognize when the subtitles are not literal translations, but simply conveying the meaning, because what was expressed was nuanced in a truly Korean way. A way I've picked up on based on parallels to expressions from other languages I understand or speak. Korean actors and actresses are pretty much the best darn talent I've ever seen on screen. When an actor is playing a part, the actor is that person. It's not like, say, Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise, but pretending to be Maverick in Top Gun. I have nothing against Tom Cruise at all. I like him. It's just that psychologically, I can't seem to obtain the disbelief required to get into him actually being a guy named Maverick. In contrast with K dramas, you are so engrossed in the characters as real people, you often can't remember the real name of the actors involved. Sometimes I can be watching two different dramas with the same actor or actress, and I forget that I'm looking at the same person. That's how well they get into character. And the versatility, good grief! Fantasy, thriller, romance, horror, comedy, no matter the genre, the actors project roles with great skill and delivery. Their training and talent are both immense. I would be remiss if I didn't declare this right here and right now. Korean actors and actresses are gorgeous and so much more. You may find yourself drawn into a show because the female lead is captivating, but as you watch, you'll notice that the less than traditional beauty also captures your eye because of her charisma. Again, you may get drawn in by how good one actor looks, but it's the characters they play that you get lost in. And a special shout out to the casting directors who find the perfect people to play the parts. K-dramas are truly more than just gorgeous people pretending to be ordinary people. Artistically, the production quality is wonderful, from hair, makeup, fashion and costumes, to music, sound effects, editing, and cinematography. They capture every angle and detail of a scene to make you feel as though you're in the moment. All these artistic elements allow you a bit of escapism, or rather inclusion, in a different world altogether. Being on episode 15 of a K-drama is like that feeling you get in the pit of your stomach on a Sunday evening. It's a mix of feeling happy and anticipatory sadness. It's inevitable the weekend will end, you'll part ways with friends and fun, and head back to school or work the next day. Similarly, from episodes 1 through 15, you've been having a great time with people you've come to know inside and out. But now, everyone has to go back to reality. I take heart in knowing that at the end of episode 16, I will have closure. Miraculously, at the end of this drama, every plot will be resolved and each thread addressed. The only thing I can do to console myself is to start a new drama on Monday. Spoiler alert, don't listen if you don't want to hear about the ending. A device used in K-dramas that I love is the flash forward. I know that can be frustrating for some viewers to move ahead a few years into the future, but I like to know who and how the characters are after the major events propel them. In True Beauty, there are some great parts in the final episode, particularly around the character of Sojun. He finally works up the nerve to tell Joo-kyung he likes her. He knows she doesn't feel the same way, but he has to do this to move forward. We've all been Sojun. Sometimes the easiest, or perhaps only way to get over a crush is for the person to find out. Suddenly, the heightened vulnerability or embarrassment of the moment makes the world shift and you snap out of it. As somewhat expected, Joo-kyung lets him down nicely and solidifies their friendship. He takes it pretty well, suggesting he knew the answer was a foregone conclusion. You see him find his way to a stairwell, to be alone, to have his poignant, cathartic cry. And you think that's the end of it, but it's not really. In this case, Sojun doesn't suddenly snap out of it. Of course, Joo-kyung is his makeup artist before his big debut showcase. When she gets close to his face, she is focused on the final touches of the makeup application, but Sojun is focused on her. His feelings aren't a crush. His feelings are so strong, he has to close his eyes to hide them. We've all been this Sojun too. Sometimes there is nothing you can do other than to not focus on it anymore. The otherwise confident, soon to be K pop star is truly vulnerable, and it makes him truly beautiful. Thank you for listening to Humoranities. Enjoying the podcast? Please take a moment to rate it. And for more musings, visit humoranities.com and be sure to follow on all social media platforms.